If there's one thing I've always known about myself, it's the fact that I've always had trouble fitting in. And it took me a while to realize that as a kid, because everywhere I turned to, I usually ended up being the odd one out. From not liking to play football like my peers did, from not being able to enjoy a good game in quote of soccer over a Nintendo console, I just couldn't fit in amongst the people who were supposed to be my peers. And like I said, it took me a while to actually be comfortable in my own skin. My name is Laolu Bitoye, and today on Crit 516, the title is different. So much so now that in this day and age, everyone seeks to be different, which, yeah, it's cool. We should all find our own individuality and enjoy it, express it as best we could. But the fact that we're trying to express our individuality should not be the excuse for us to dump rationale, for us to throw away our sense of dignity. Being unique is not an excuse to being useless. In quote, being different is not an excuse for you not to be able to function to give your best. I was different, but I knew that I still had so much to do. I still had to deliver as much as my peers were delivering. I still had to study, even though my study technique was not the same as theirs. I still had to interact, even though I could not connect with them on the levels in which they were relating with me. But the fact still remained that we were all going to be measured with the same scale. So here's what I'm actually talking about today. We are all unique. We're all different in our own ways, which is fine. But our uniqueness, what makes us different, should not be our excuse to act it out. It should not be our excuse to defend our inadequacies. You may be better than me at some things, and I may be better than you at other things. But we all still have to deliver. Imagine your peers at work and you all have to deliver on a certain task. You're all going to tackle that problem in your own uniqueness, in your own ways, but you have to end up with the same results. You may take different approaches, but ending up at the same result. The key performance index for each person, right, is the same. We need sales. We need you to get a certain percentile on your scores. We need you to do a certain task. Whichever it is, that is what is being measured. And how you attain that or how you achieve that is going to be dependent largely on your strengths and weaknesses. No one can hold that against you. No one can hold that against anyone. But the truth of the matter is, just because you are bad at something or you are good at something is not an excuse for you to stay behind. I remember that because I never liked football, I couldn't really get to hang out with my so-called friends as a child. But then I had to find something else. I had to find another way to connect with these same people. Else it would mean that I would not have friends. So even though I was different, I still needed to connect. So there came my intellect. I was good with books, so I could offer that. We would sit down together, talk about books, try to tell them what I know, teach them what I knew, and if not on anything else, that's one part we could connect. So you may be different from the next person, but you still have to produce results. We don't all have to be the same, but we all have to be productive. We all have to bring forth results. Being different doesn't mean be useless. Being different doesn't mean you can't be better. Being different simply means you're unique in you and you can bring the best version of you to the table at any given time. Being comfortable in your own skin of being who you are is not an excuse to rub it in everyone's faces. You're different, you're unique, you're special. Be you. But keep it as you. And don't expect everyone else to be you. You have the responsibility to love yourself as you are. No one else has it. And if someone can't accept you that way, be good enough to accept yourself as you are. No one else has an obligation to accept you, to accept your differences. Only you have that. They can tolerate it. If they can't tolerate it, they can let it go, but be you. And as long as you can deliver results, as long as you can produce, people will gladly turn a blind eye. And even if they don't turn a blind eye, your results will shut them up. So, be different, be you, be unique, but always produce results. My name is Laoli Bitoye, and this has been Quick 516. Have a wonderful time.